What a cold opening. That was awesome. My favorite. No, my favorite thing was just like the. And then I even got like Ariana like fixing her face a little bit. I don't know. You're removing your mouth from the side of the cheek. I don't know. It's like a it's like a monster creator from like Dark Souls. Uh uh. I don't like Spore. I don't like Spore. Yeah, I was opening up my notes for the episode. Jeez. Oh, you guys don't have music in your notes? Hi. Yeah. It's it's all legal. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing really good. Uh, Yeah, and also your feedback is like super important to us too. Like we want to be talking about content that you guys want to hear about. We want to be talking about, all the different things that you guys are into. If there's any shows you guys want us to watch and talk about, like I'm so into that. So please leave a comment down below. Oh my god, that's such a great movie. What? You don't like Ron Burgundy? I should change mine to Burgundy just to have that. Mm. I should do that too. Then I should lean this way. I should have pretended I was doing something and just. Wow, yeah. Yes. Yes. It's actually. I'm nodding. Yeah, it's actually been a pretty like it's been a pretty cool week for me. First, like I completed like my first game in like forever, which is Luigi's Mansion 3, which if you guys haven't watched on it, like please, it's on. No, you need to watch on it. No, but if you haven't watched the playthrough, like please do. It's the whole thing is up on YouTube, on Facebook. Um, it's a really awesome game, and the second game that we started, which I don't even know if I'm more excited for it or not, is Pokemon Shield. Um, dude, the Jedi game that you've been playing dropped yesterday. Like it's been such a good week, and then on the weekend, Ariana and I went on to a Renaissance festival on Saturday. It was pretty cool. Like it was my first one. I don't know. I think it was Ariana's first one as well. Yeah, they had essentially like four stages, and on each stage they were having like different, I guess different content depending on the audience. Like one was like a audience for kids, and they had a lot of sing-alongs, um, a lot of like a right, right, yeah. They literally had a section where it's a guy with two fire swords and a fire whip whipping another chick. Like it was crazy. Yeah. Yes. It was that kind of festival. My lord. Actually, I don't know if you want to show him the item that you picked up, and then I'm gonna go get the item that I picked up. Okay, give me a second. See, that was that was like smooth. You didn't even see me leave. Stop it. So I actually picked up a DM tome. I don't know if you guys can. It's got this cool like old like locking mechanism. Yeah, it's. No, I'm not gonna show me your notes. Actually, I have to like transfer over the notes. But it's a super cool like all leather like book, and it's a sleeve. So if this like fills up, you can swap out the book. Like, it's really cool. Yeah, very nice, my lord. That's the other thing too. Like every other person was like, my lord, my d, my liege, me DM. And then Ariana got those horns that she's got on right now. Yes. Yeah. But that was like our week. A lot of cool games that dropped. The nice little like Camelot Day Renaissance thing that we had at the end of the week. How was your week? Yes. Wolverine sitting in his bed. Yeah. Wait, Willow's there? I haven't even seen that yet. Yeah, I was actually surprised how much content is on it. Do you have a thing against my ice cubes? Yeah, she's actually like, I'm actually like really excited because I hadn't seen the first one, and so a few months back when they released the trailer for Frozen 2, I was like, damn, this trailer looks really good. Like it looks really really good. And so this entire time I hadn't seen it, and so all the platforms like Netflix and stuff like that hadn't had the movie, so we didn't watch it. And so when Disney Plus came out, I was like, well, I don't have an excuse anymore, so let's just watch it. I don't know. I guess like coming fresh off the movie, I kind of saw the whole thing as more like a, hey, we're gonna have these like specific like things that are gonna happen to push the plot, but not really fill in the gaps as to like why or how. And a lot of the characters just felt like, yeah, we're here just so we can make toys. Like Olaf served no purpose. But it feels that way. Like it literally feels that way from watching the movie. He's a snowman that likes heat. The songs are catchy, but it was only but we're gonna have another podcast that's only Kingdom Hearts. No, we're not. That's what I was gonna say. Really? I didn't know. I didn't know he was the director. it's a, it's the little fuzz. Yeah. Like add more Star Wars content. Oh yeah, the old original Tron is there. I love I love that we can't talk about Disney Plus without bringing up Kingdom Hearts. Cuz that's the second time in this conversation that it's come up. And then Sora comes out and or blind people on a bear. That's a sitcom waiting to happen. That's a sitcom waiting to happen. Yes. I don't know. I would have loved. I would have loved that you did this, and then like your hand just continued in like Miggs's frame. Yeah. Yes. Yes. He's so cute. He's fuzzy. Like I'm confused. Like here's the thing. Like I'm confused about what's going on, but that may have to do with the fact that I haven't watched anything Star Wars except for this. So I haven't seen any of the original ones. I didn't see the original trilogy. I haven't seen the new trilogy. I haven't seen Rogue One. I haven't seen any of that. So, I read that you don't really need to have any history or anything like that of anything Star Wars to watch and understand what's going on. But it's a little weird when the main character doesn't know what's going on, and then you as the viewer don't know what's going on, and then all of a sudden Baby Yoda appears at the end of the first episode, and then the second episode happens, and it's him taking care of Baby Yoda and trying to get his parts back so he can leave. That's essentially what's happening. No. Yeah, I'm just hearing that too. So excuse the quick edits. Ba-da-ba-ba. Let's increase your volume to 148%. I don't know how you can't see because as you can see here, Ariana's at 144. I'm at 80, and you're able to hear me. And now, Migs, you have been brought up to a deafening 182. What? No.
It didn't pick me up at all, and then I said a bunch of jokes, and it just did not come out on stream, and I was sad.
Check now.
I'm so mad.
I would literally cry if we could not be heard.
This would be. Oh, I'm waiting.
It didn't pick me up at all, and then I said a bunch of jokes, and it just did not come out on.
I left a call. No.
Oh wait, I heard myself just. I heard my grunt and scream.
It only picks up your grunts and screams.
Okay. Let me try again, I guess.
From the beginning?
No. Maybe. Shit. Fuck.
No, we just continue. We bulldoze through. Stuff happens. Let's keep going. Come on.
Okay.
You were talking about the Mandalorian, Baby Yoda. I don't know anything that's going on, and I'm very confused because I did not watch the show. So please explain.
I played the opening again. Hi guys, welcome to the Cafecito Crew podcast.
Why did you play the opening again? Who told you to do that?
Okay, we just started again. Okay, hey.
Anyway, hey, how's it going, everybody? Hey, so Ari, how was your week? Renaissance Fair? We went to one? Oh my god, look at this new DM book I bought. Woo!
I have to look this way, so it looks like I'm addressing both of you.
Bobbity boobity.
Oh my god. Wow.
That was funny.
Okay. So, well, at least they heard everything that you guys said.
Well, they heard everything I said, at least. No, now you're just being an asshole.
Yeah, I am. You're right.
I'm just gonna since I don't have to do this anymore. There we go.
Are you serious?
Yeah, look, I actually really like my icon. My icon's
Okay.
pretty
But
fleet.
right now, you're Malcolm in the middle. Like,
Yeah,
like-
that's perfect. I have
like-
someone's pointing a knife at me, and I don't know what the other person's doing.
it's a needle that never bends.
It's a needle that never spins. Yes.
Okay.
It's gonna take some time.
So, really quick. Okay, I watched Willow. Please go watch that on Disney Plus. Please go let Disney know that you want to see another Willow by supporting that. Watch Tron, despite what Ari's feelings about Tron is, because Kingdom Hearts is trash, and and The Mandalorian. Why do I have to sit there for 20 minutes before something happens? It's so stupid. The first episode, he got blue Horatio Sands just trying to like play it cool and yuck it up with the Mando. Meanwhile, Mando ends up just shooting the door switch and cutting a guy in half. Disney.
Yep.
Good job. That was good. But then, the next 10 minutes, you have Horatio Sands pretty much waiting to die. Or waiting to get encapsulated in stone.
Yeah, that's true.
And that was trash. And then we had a great action sequence, but then a really annoying thing in the action sequence with the robot really burning this joke about, hey, you want me to self-destruct? I'll self-destruct. No.
That sounds like me playing a tank at any moment. You want me to hit the button that brings me down to 1? Because I'll do it.
Oh god,
Take
she's
the word,
done,
boss.
she's done that too. She's done that, and she's been like, heal me, heal me, heal me, heal me. I can't. My heals don't work that way.
I think the robot did it like 5 times. Around the third one, I was like, okay, killing this joke. And by the end of it, when this is episode 1, so if you guys haven't seen it, sorry. Mando ends up shooting him because he wants to execute the baby Yoda, because that was what the bounty was to execute the baby.
Well, no, time out. Because it wasn't
Dead or alive.
right?
Preferably alive.
Preferably alive.
Which, by the way, Werner Herzog was the guy that delivered that bounty to the Mandalorian. Werner Herzog is like from like Aliens fame, like a director of like the weirdest order who has like all these interests in the most dark and weird ass things. So it's so weird to see him there.
Yeah.
Not to mention
like
Blue Horatio Sands.
So like I said, me not have watching anything, I walked into a conversation earlier this morning about the Mandalorian, and so some of our fellow coworkers are speculating that that Baby Yoda, we keep calling it Baby Yoda because we don't know what the race is, but they keep speculating that that baby is the baby of Yoda and the other female that's on the council that's like the same race as Yoda.
Okay.
I don't know what her name is.
So Yoda got it on with another Yoda.
Right. So they're speculating that's that Yoda and female Yoda produced baby Yoda, who is now this Yoda, who's really cute and fluffy, and also has
Good
like
to me, your look.
inside
Come
of
to me, Will.
inside of you, I'll be.
Oh no.
I'm using the Force.
You're like the Force. You're gonna be loving when I'm forcing this.
Speaking of which,
Anyway.
like the ability that the baby used, like in the middle of the second episode to save the Mandalorian's life, that was pretty badass, and it was also unexpected.
Yeah, it was, but also it felt like the baby was trying to do something the whole episode, whether it was like to get contact with him or to help heal him. But it was trying to help the whole time, and he just kept putting him back in the crib, putting him back in the crib, putting him back in the crib.
Yeah,
That was like a way too long sequence. It seems like all their sequences go 2 or 3 lengths longer than they need to. And so I get aggravated watching it.
yeah.
It's like he was already walking with the baby in the first 10 minutes of the episode, got into a fight, then saw his ship being stripped, then went to go chase that. That was the action sequence. Then that didn't work, so he had to go walk with the baby some more. It's like, bro.
I know. Also,
Just-
how crazy was it when he finally got that egg, and the I don't know what the race is. The guys that were in the big robot, they come and just slice the egg and start eating the yolk out of it like savages. Like,
Oh,
holy-
yeah.
that scene took
No.
way too long. Way
Yeah, that
too
was
long.
like, that was so pointless. I thought they were going to do something more sacred to it or something,
no,
but
it was like 5 minutes of watching like essentially our coworkers eat food in the lunchroom. Like, everybody dipped their hand inside of this big egg to drink the yolk. Like, that was way too long.
gooey. Oh, yeah, and the baby Yoda ate a frog.
Whole,
Just-
alive.
Just ate a frog whole. Because, Yodas. That's their favorite meal, apparently. Live frog. Frog legs.
Kermit the Frog.
Frog.
Kermit suicide. Anyway,
I'm going to commit suicide.
Fuck. No.
so, and then,
Wake
Sticky-
me up
stick-
inside.
sticking on the Star Wars route, I've been playing Fallen Order, which is another movie that's set between a whole set of movies and after another set of movies, and yeah, but it's good. But it's Dark Souls, and that confuses the hell out of me. So here's the thing that happens. You can die, and whatever creature killed you now has your stuff. By has your stuff, I mean has your skill points and your experience points that get you to another skill point. All you have to do is hit the guy, and you get your stuff back. That's a little too simple, but then sometimes you run into a monster that you literally can't beat, so you have to constantly cycle yourself through. This was literally the first 20 minutes of my stream today, was me fighting this giant frog thing that just had way too much health. So unlike the other frog things that I fought before, I couldn't do anything about it, and that sucked. I literally hit it and ran away. I freezed it and I tried to run off, and I did. But I don't know. I feel like I have to go back and try to recover what was ever behind it, because when I tried to recover it, it hit me, so I never had a chance to recover it.
Yeah.
And they have a couple collectible things. You can collect parts to modify your lightsaber, paint jobs for your BD1. It's the little pet robot you have that does everything. There's one upgrade for him that appears to be something you're going to have to backtrack to a whole lot of places to finally use that upgrade, because there's a whole bunch of doors that are locked because you don't have such and such module. And that's a little frustrating, but okay. I finally got the capacity to actually push. So they give you a boss that looks like one of Thor's, not Thor, but like one of like the guards in the like halls of Odin, those big ass things that shoot lasers from their face,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to actually time your push to push the core out of them so you can deal damage to it. If not, it's a super hard fight, and it killed me the first time because it opens every fight just by shooting a beam across the floor that you can like jump over, but it's just like catches you by surprise. And that's what happens a lot with attacks in that game. It just everything is just like out of nowhere. You're like, whoa.
As I was literally watching that scene, it reminded me of Ariana and Mai's like first playthrough of Dark Souls 3. Because in Dark Souls 3, as soon as you go in, there's like remember the little path, and there's this huge crystal monster that just like rolls and does this huge ice beam and like.
Oh, okay. So okay, like what it is he's talking about the crystal lizards. He's talking about the big crystal lizard, and it's like the first one that you fight. It's kind of like it's not hidden where it is, but like it itself is kind of hidden. So then you kind of go over to pick up an item, and then it gets up, and you're like, "What is this?" And then it does like an Urgan roll from Monster Hunter on top of you and just kills you, and you're like, that was not the attack I was expecting. And then you come up to it again, and it's just doing a bunch of slashes and stuff, and you're like, I don't know what this is. I don't understand.
Yeah, in Star Wars does stuff like that. There are monsters that don't look like much, but then you start fighting them, and then there's a little burrow, like, and then you all of a sudden step onto that, and another one comes out of that hole and attacks you. Like, there's a lot of ambushes, and there's a lot of like surprise stuff that happens. Surprise mechanics, but in a good way, like in a combat way.
Oh, not like an EA way?
Not like an EA way. There's been nothing that indicates any sort of like EA involvement in this game, and I love it because it's not even Frostbite. It's Unreal Engine, and the game looks phenomenal. The game can run on pretty much anything. I have a good system. It's a 1660 Ti. I get it, but I can run everything on Epic settings, which is their highest setting. I can only imagine how this thing looks on ray tracing cards. I'm like, kind of like, you know, Gio, I wanted to get the 20.
Yeah.
Also, like now that I don't have it, but I see how good this game looks, it's like, damn, the end of this generation looks so damn good. It's crazy.
I will say the only thing that I really did see, I think like EA's like foot in the door, is when you want to change the color of your lightsaber. Like,
oh, the premium content thing?
Yeah, you want orange, you're gonna have to pay for it. Or you want pink, you want anything that's not blue.
No, here's the thing, like if you I didn't pre-order the game. I got this through their EA Access. It's their $14.99 a month membership. So for $14.99 I'm playing this game, which is a really low cost of entry from my perspective.
It's a subscription basically, and you get other games too. Because I remember you get like the Dragon Ages, you get the new Mass Effect Andromeda. You get Andromeda.
Yeah, you get all the Mass Effects. Well, you get all of them.
Yeah, because I remember paying for it and wanting to play Andromeda, and I played a little bit from there. Sorry, continue.
No, you get some third-party stuff, but you get like all the sports stuff. Like on the basic membership on the Xbox side, you used to get like last year's sports things. This one you get to play everything day one, so it's kind of like their Xbox Game Pass, where whatever they come out with, it's yours day one. So this was like the cheapest way and the easiest way to get it, so I just did that. And it came with the premium features, even though I didn't pre-order the game. So I don't know. I didn't pay anything for those features, but I got them. So I don't know if it's a pre-order bonus or just something you get for being an EA Access member. We'll have to look that up and clarify that. But that you're right. That's like literally the only thing I can think of, though. But who wouldn't want blue? Love blue. You're my boy, blue.
No, I like blue, but I really like the purple saber myself.
Yeah, but you can honestly, it's one of those things that it's like you could live without it. Like in my opinion, like if I just bought the game, if I dropped $60, I would just live with the blue. Who cares? Like it is kind of crappy that it's like, hey, these colors are premium content. Too bad.
Well, I mean, the cool thing is that that's not the only part of the saber you can alter. You can alter literally 4 or 5 different parts on it, and it's all parts you get just by like checking stuff out. Opening up chests, solving puzzles to get to like a chest that you didn't think was originally like obtainable, and you find all sorts of nice things there. Now I got like a brown and white poncho on, and my BD1's got a different paint scheme, and even my ship that I'm on can be anything from like mirror metallic to like yellow and black and all sorts of colors. So I'm enjoying that aspect of like, hey, what am I gonna get this time? The only thing I haven't gotten that I really want is the damn parts to fix the BD1, but I guess that's just a story lock thing, like the push was. Because for a while, going through that last temple, I was like, I need this push. Where is the damn push?
Well,
And then they create a great puzzle around that. So if you didn't catch the end of the stream, at least catch that to see what they made me do using that push, because it was a really like unique, interesting puzzle that they put together.
you should make it. You should make it one of like the highlights for Twitch.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, guys, let us know if you want to see that. If you want us to start like diving into highlights, it's something that's on our like bucket list. But if you want to see it, we'll try to prioritize it. So, yeah, that was my week.
Yeah.
Other than Call of Duty grinding, and I made one kid call me a griefer on Rocket League. So the funny thing about Rocket League is when you do your placement matches, your first match when you're at diamond level like I am is always going to be too easy. So you end up steamrolling the kid, and they always think that you're like cheesing them, like you have 5 accounts and this is your 5th one. And it's like, man, I'm gonna report you. Like for what? For being diamond?
It's like when you play leagues and you do your placements there. It's like sometimes you get a match that's like way too strong, and then you get another match where you just like completely demolish the people, and you're like, I feel so bad, and they're like, oh, I can't believe we got matched up with you. How could this happen? It's like those first 5 are literally clown shoes. You have no idea where you're gonna end up. You just gotta roll with it and see what happens.
Yeah. A lot of clown shoes on this Star Wars playthrough, by the way. A frog literally jumped off the map, just like the ledge was here, it just went. I was like,
Dude,
so yeah, that was fun.
I'm so pleasantly surprised with Pokemon Sword and Shield. Like, Ariana and I were reading so much like reviews online from like other countries and like other like places that have already had the game before the US got it. And I'm pleasantly surprised. They've done a couple of things so far, like at the beginning of this game, that have like differed from the other games. Like, normally they do the whole like, oh, you get exclusive Pokemon in like one game, you get exclusive Pokemon in another game. But in this one, they went as far as like, in my version of Shield, there's 2 gyms that I have that people that have Sword doesn't have. So like Ariana got 2 different gym leaders.
I could say the types, for example. Like I don't remember which ones are in yours, but the types for mines is basically like I think a dark and a fighting gym, which makes a lot of sense because I tend to have a lot of fighting Pokemon in my first area, which is like, oh, okay, I see what you did there. And those fighting Pokemon are like my exclusives, you know?
And I think mine is Ice and Poison or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of cool to see that, like, you know, you have 2 different games. So if you really want to experience it, you kind of have to have both. This is like the first time where I kind of want both, just to be able to do all the gyms. But man, like, it's cool. I could easily see how Mike spent 6 hours in that like field area. All you do is just like collect Pokemon, and dude, it's a lot. It's a lot. You guys okay? Nice.
Why?
Cause your videos froze.
Oh, that's probably your internet because they're not frozen for me.
Yeah, cause I was talking, nobody said anything, and then it's just both of you like this.
Oh, I was saying stuff. I was saying that like I have a different opinion from yours, that it's not necessarily 100% positive.
I mean, it's cool. You can share it. Like, it's an open forum.
The other thing that I wanted to say though is like we have to see how the gyms really are, because even though they might be different types, it might just play like how they've done it before. Remember Black and White? You get Iris in one, and then you get the older dude in the other one. And there's always been like little things like that. I will say they were the same type. It wasn't as drastic as being a different type like it is here, but we just have to see because it seems like it's late game stuff. You know what I mean?
And if I'm not mistaken as well, they had the same Pokemon. It was just the actual person that you fought.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You said it was the same type, not the same Pokemon.
Okay. So the other thing that I have to say is like, while there's some neat stuff that they do that is different, there are little things where it's like, I remember them cutting out the whole national dex was a big deal because they're like, we're gonna make a bunch of improvements. There's little things that are not very good. One of them, and this one's like very small, is whenever you go to fish, all the things on the field freeze. So I've experienced where I've gone fishing and there's a big Gyarados in the lake and it literally has to stop all motion. It doesn't even breathe. It feels really weird because the water itself keeps moving, but the Gyarados is 100% frozen. And it has to wait until you're done fishing to continue moving. Which that should not be, and that is inexcusable, especially in this day and age. It honestly should move. I could understand if it's like the internet people, because now when you turn on internet, they're all over the place, they're running, and it might be too much. But the Pokemon should not freeze, and that happens online and offline.
I will say this too. I have experienced. So in my playthrough, I just got to Route 4, and I remember the first stream that I did while I was in Route 2. The background was actually like you could see the professor's house. You could see like some of the things that were specific to Route 2. And now that I'm in Route 4, it still looks like I'm in Route 2. Like there's no change to the battlefield. It's still a grassy plain. There's no like none of the colors from the area that I'm in. Like right now, it's a lot of like wheat. So it should be a lot of yellow. I'm in front of like the next town, so I should be able to see like some glimmers of the next town. And all I see is just like the generic grass field. So I don't know if that's something that like they plan to like patch and like fix in an update, or if that's just how the game is.
I've heard from some people where they've caught Pokemon on rivers and instead of being water, it's just a grass field. Honestly, I should have paid more attention to when I was catching the best Pokemon I have on my team, Dinner, aka Magikarp. I didn't notice if it was water. AKA Gyarados. My Dinner evolved into Gyarados. Other things that I don't necessarily like
you
is...
should have posted that on Twitter. That was
I have the picture still. I could just post it later. But the thing I don't like is there's like two things in that first field that I learned real quick. I don't like the 3 billion different weathers that are going on. It feels really off, especially when I'm playing and I was actually really paying attention. When you get off the train right at the beginning and you get into that first open field, it's a beautiful sunny day. The second you step over the fence, it turns into horrible rainy weather. Like it is a storm. But for the cutscene purposes, and when you go back, it's beautiful. But it's a horrible... Yeah.
It's Miami, yeah.
Yeah, and then you walk a little farther, and then it's just snowing, and you're like, yeah, fam, I guess. And then you walk a little farther, and then it's sunny again, and you're like, this weather is bad.
Was that in like the open world area?
Yeah, it's in the open world area, of course.
I'm willing to like put that like past it, but like if that happened like while I'm on the route, and I'm just like catching Pokemon or whatever, like Route 5 or whatever, and it just randomly started raining after I took a step, like I'm like whoa, like
that's
like in Pokemon Emerald, where you get to like the Sawmill Village that's like all tall grass, and then like you just step and then it just starts heavy raining, and just like what the hell is this? The hell is this? I go back to like Route 20 and it's fine. I take one step into this and it's just like...
That's what happens when you go into the wild zone. And now the other thing that honestly really pisses me off is... I have to explain this full story real quick.
Holy shit, that's a lot of passion.
I'm sorry, yeah. Gio's favorite Pokemon is Gengar. And when I was watching him play it on stream, I saw that he was too low level to catch the Haunter. And I went, well, I have a lot of free time. I can just level up my Pokemon. I'll catch him the goddamn Hunter because he's going to get the Pokemon that he wants. So I spent all day today leveling up my Pokemon, getting them close to the level that it's supposed to be, and I still cannot catch them. Hunter's level 27, my Pokemon's level 26, and it says the Pokemon is too high level, you cannot catch. And I went, alright, I mean, I'm only a level lower, but whatever. Went, grinded, my Pokemon's level 28. I still cannot catch the Pokemon. It's not I can catch it and it won't listen to me. It's I cannot catch this Pokemon.
I feel like it was like I was saying, like in the older games, you had a level restriction as to like which Pokemon you can control based off of how many badges you had. I don't know if they changed it in this one, and it could have been that maybe like because you don't have like the first badge, you can't catch Pokemon up to level 30. I don't know.
But that feels off. That feels really off when your Pokemon listen to you just fine and you're only a level below it. It feels off when you're higher level than the Pokemon you're trying to catch. And part of me understands because there's dumb shenanigans that you could probably do to catch a level 50 Pokemon right out the gate. I mean, I ran into a level 50 Pokemon and almost died, you know? So I get it. I'm sure someone could find like some revenge or some sort of curse build where you
don't remember my team of fearless Rattatats? They were all level 1. And I was beating people that had like level 80 Pokemon, like
raw Rasputin.
So like Migs, to catch you up, I had a Rattata. I had a squad of Rattatats, right? They were all level 1. And they only knew 2 moves. So the first one was Quick Attack, the other one was Endeavor. And so what Endeavor does is that it matches your opponent's HP to whatever percent HP you're at. So what I would do is I give the Rattata a Focus Sash. And what Focus Sash does is that instead of dying, your Pokemon stays with 1 HP. And so because I'm level 1, I'm obviously going to be slower than my opponent. So they would hit me. I'd go down to 1 HP. Endeavor, they would go down to 1 HP. And then I Quick Attack. So my level 1 Rattata team would beat people level 80. I would get called all sorts of things. The strategy is called fear, by the way.
Yeah, but if we're gonna talk battle stories though, we have to talk.
We're not gonna mention that. We're not gonna talk about fuck Garchomp. We're not talking about that. We're not.
So no, I'm gonna talk about it real quick because it's the greatest story ever. So whenever Geo fights me, no.
Watching the podcast, guys. Bye bye. Have a nice night. Woo!
When Geo fights me, my teams usually consist of Garchomp because it's one of my favorite Pokemon. Period. Ever.
It's bullshit.
I'm one of those idiots.
Who the fuck teaches Garchomp dig?
So Garchomp.
Who the fuck teaches Garchomp dig?
So here's the thing.
And then spams it for like 6 turns.
Shush. Let me explain.
Wow.
So I have 2 people who like to use type advantages on me all the time. Friend Michael will constantly switch his Pokemon just so he can have advantage. And Giovanni will also use type advantages on me. So, me being the big galaxy brain I am, I kept dig on my Garchomp. And essentially, my Garchomp was the fastest Pokemon ever. And so I would always go first. So they'd go to do whatever 3 times effective move, and I'm just like, dig. Comes out, kills them in 1 hit, and I'm like, yep, that's a real nice fairy move you got there. I'm glad I didn't get touched. I'm glad I don't have to do any contact.
Yeah. And then the fucking follow-up match. The follow-up match was what pissed me off. Because I had like Pokemon that was like EV trained. I had this fucking Blaziken that was a GameStop exclusive that every turn it had a passive. Every turn that passed, it got faster and faster and faster and faster. Ariana gets this. So we're battling.
Okay, no. This is my last. Okay, Geo kills all of my Pokemon, and in my last ditch attempt, I send out Lucario, and I go, I'm gonna Mega Evolve him because that's when Mega Evolutions came out. Because I hadn't even seen it yet. And I'm just like, I'm gonna Mega Evolve him, let's see what happens. Oh boy, I'm gonna die. And he misses. And I use Aura Sphere that has 100% accuracy, so it didn't matter how fast this Blaziken was, I was gonna hit it. And I killed it. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I actually have a chance now.
I had all 6 of my Pokemon. Okay, cool, here's the next one. Aura Sphere. Dies. Okay.
Oh, Lucario got an ace?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's bullshit. It's bullshit, man. So now she's like, she goes, oh yeah, I can't wait for me to have my team and we can battle on live stream. Like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. None of this bullshit.
What? Because you don't want to see me pull out the bullshit that was
No.
Dig when you're like, I'm gonna use Drain Kiss and kill your Garchomp in one hit, and I'm like,
you know what?
Dig.
Let's do this. If you guys want to see us battle, let us
Oh,
know
I
in the
don't care.
comments below, and we'll make a video, and it's gonna be nothing but me and Ariana's battles.
I probably will lose, so bet on me.
You don't count, Migs. You can't do that.
Yeah. I want to see it. I want to
No.
see the haterade.
No, you don't want to.
I want to Bobby Slay. Bobby Slay must rise again. My Slurpuff must come back.
fucking
Bobby
A.
Slay must
She had-
return.
Bro, she had a Slurpuff named Bobby Flay.
No, Bobby Slay, because that was the pun.
Yeah.
Kill
Wow.
your Pokemon and eat them.
Holy crap.
Okay, I'm sorry, I went on a tangent. I love Pokemon so much. Continue.
The only thing I was gonna say, because we really got on this huge side tangent. The only thing I was gonna say was, I can definitely see the badge restrictions when it comes to like the full area, because that's like the area that we're supposed to share with other people. So, as long as they don't put that restriction in the routes, I'm cool with it.
I mean, I don't know. I went into someone's camp and they had Jesus in their campsite, so I don't know what restrictions they're giving us.
Jesus.
I saw an amorphous red, black, and like almost purple thing,
Bro.
and I'm pretty sure it was a legendary. I saw
What
God
would
in
you
someone's
do?
camp.
What would you do? You're just walking along like the plains. You see a campfire. You walk on and it's just Jesus glowing in a
It's
black
just art-
and red
it's just
aura.
art.
He's just, come here, my son.
I don't know, man. I was just like expecting to see like the usual Score Bunny, the
Would
bird.
you like a pika berry from my
Yeah,
hand?
like
You
that's
turn
literally what happened.
you turn 360 degrees and you walk away.
I mean, I made curry with that person and I messed it up, but we still ate it and enjoyed it. So I guess I had I had my final supper, my last supper, if you will.
Your curry, my lord.
So I don't know what restrictions you're talking about when I could just walk into anyone's camp and see that and just be like, I don't know, fam, you do you, I guess.
Wow. Jesus makes a mean meal.
He did.
Fuck. Wow.
So, yeah. I mean, we were supposed to talk about X19, but so X019 is like Xbox does an event every year. Last year was X018 because it was 2018. So
Wow.
they went to London this year and they dropped a whole bunch of stuff, like a lot of stuff,
Yeah, a lot of stuff actually.
like a lot of stuff, like
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So
Like a lot of stuff.
the biggest thing, well, xCloud is getting expanded now, so they're expanding to Canada and India and some. So that's a pretty big expansion for them. Still no iOS support.
I don't know if we'll ever see iOS support.
Why not?
I definitely see, and like the Google Play Store getting it before iOS.
But Google has the Stadia. Let them drown in their mediocrity of Stadia.
Yes, but
By the way, since we've been gone, Stadia launched and
And
has
they
Destiny.
had nothing.
Has Destiny and Borderlands 3, I think, and Destiny. Oh boy,
and
that's a bad launch. Like, I have Gigabit now, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll go get. No, never mind. There's nothing I want on there. Hey guys, you want to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey? No.
No.
Oh,
Want to
you
play
want to pay
Destiny?
$149 for this console? No. Nope. Sorry. But back to X019. So they announced a whole bunch of Game Pass stuff. Starting with Yakuza is coming to
No.
Xbox.
The hype is real.
Yakuza is one of the greatest games ever. If you haven't played it, play it, you cowards, please. I'm holding it up like broccoli. Try it, you'll like it. It's great. Kiryu's the best father.
And honestly, there's no excuse now, because if it does come to, well, it's not if it does, it's when it drops.
When it does, yeah.
Like, your first month is $1, and I think
actually
they've
your first 3 months.
Right, I was just about to say that.
Your first 3 months are $1.
Yeah.
To play the Outer Worlds alone. My God.
Dude,
stop questioning it.
Outer Worlds, Gears of War 5, like,
it's
Rage, like.
I was trying to get a couple different perspectives, so I was watching some videos about like what's happening and like I guess just reactions, and a lot of people are like, okay, hype, Rage 2 is available right now. That game came out in the summer. It's already out free to play on your Game Pass. Great. Talos Principle, another good game, also now. It's there now. And then they said Final Fantasy, and you're like, oh, what?
Yeah, not just any Final Fantasy.
7, 8, 9.
All the Final Fantasies.
10, 2, 13.
Not the greatest one of this decade, 14.
15. Well, I mean, that would be something, wouldn't it?
Dude, time out. Pandemic the board game is on Xbox now. Xbox Pass. No, not.
The game is much better as a board game. I'm telling you now. Like, but hey, it's there. It's there for you to practice and become a god like my girlfriend.
Dude, Killer Instinct, the definitive edition, is there. Dishonored 2, Forza Horizon 4, Gears of War 5. Like, there's just so many. There's no reason not to have it.
Yeah, and even like smaller things that have come out recently, like a Blair Witch that you probably wouldn't just go out of your way to buy, ends up being there day one. Stuff like The Messenger, which is a highly underrated platformer. I'm not sure why I don't hear this game more often, but it's there. Even stuff like Iron Chef Brigade.
Iron Chef Brigade's fantastic. I actually own that game on Steam. It is fantastic.
Battle Chef. I'm sorry, Battle Chef Brigade.
Battle Chef, yeah.
Burp.
And I agreed, but I instantly knew what you were talking about because it took me a second. I'm like, a friend of mine's actually got me the game for my birthday, and it's incredible. It is really fun. If you like puzzles, play it.
They literally have Age of Empires, Moonlighter, bro.
Age of Empires 1 and 2, and their high def remasters. It's like, come on,
Land Adventures.
Well, why'd you have to mention that now?
Bro, you don't want to build your own Disney park, dog?
No.
And force kids to...
No.
No, but like, even with all those titles, dude, just there's so much more coming. Dude, The Witcher...
The Witcher 3.
With all the DLC.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. That's all I can say.
Like, you're sweating a little bit. That's how excited you're getting.
Like, The Witcher 3 is this generation's game of the generation. Like, there's stuff that's come out after it that do some things right, and maybe you can say that the combat isn't, like, for you, or maybe it's too easy. Well, play on Death March then. Because some people do, and they find that to be the right, matter of playing it. It's just a great game, and it has the single greatest mini game built into it as well.
Let me sell you on this game because I've been playing it on Steam and my file is cursed. I snuck into like an encampment, and then I just had a man slide across my screen to go sit down and then get up because I'm in the encampment. I'm not supposed to be to attack me, and that was the single greatest thing I've ever seen. I was just walking around, and like a drake landed next to me, and my friend's like, "That's not supposed to happen." I'm just like, I don't know. It's really wonderful. That game just breaks sometimes, and if your file's as cursed as mine, you have a lovely time. The story's amazing. And then you're cursed.
Even if you don't like the base story, the standalone stories like Hearts of Stone, I think, and Blood and Wine especially. Oh my god! For Gwent alone, it's a complete remaster of the game. All of a sudden, everyone's super competitive with you. The matches go down to the wire. but you're talking about like a jousting tournament. Like you're going to a tournament to become actually like Sir Geralt of Rivia. Like that whole thing was excellent. It set up a whole bunch of stuff around the Thronebreaker series as well. It's just a good game, man. I don't know what else to say. For that alone, I would get Game Pass if I hadn't already owned the game. But there's just so much on here that, like, I don't understand it. The only thing I'm pissed off about with Microsoft is literally the iOS support. Like, they could have so much more, or like so much more of a fan base if they wanted to launch this xCloud stuff, if they just let us in. So, you know, let it in! But yeah, I mean, that's what I got. Exo 19 for me was a success just because it literally pulled all this stuff out of nowhere, especially the whole Final Fantasy Yakuza thing was just like, wow.
Yeah.
And let us know, because Brian, who's actually been watching, thanks for watching, Brian. He's been streaming Final Fantasy 9, and I'm sure he wants to come back to that. Let us know if you want to see these rest of the Final Fantasy series. Maybe we could have a month where we all dedicate one of our favorite versions of one of those games, and we'll just kill it in a month for you, just so you can see it.
I gotta play Yakuza, my dude. I'm sorry, I gotta play Yakuza, my dude.
Yeah, I have to play Yakuza because I've been ignoring it for so long, even though I know it's right up my alley. I've even ignored their like spin-off games like Fist of the North Star, even though it's essentially same team making it. So I kind of want to have like a Yakuza month now.
Yeah, I also want to play like the other game that was made by the same people that made Yakuza, Judge. Like, that,
Judgment?
That looks so good.
Yeah, Judgment. Yeah, where you chase a guy who's only in his under.
Yes, this guy.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, we are out of time, but thank you for watching. We are back.
I know.
And,
I missed us.
Yes, I missed us. The eyes darting back and forth. Oh,
you guys, I missed this. Me, like, I never left.
I never left.
I stayed in the studio with the lights off. I was waiting.
I've been sitting here with my webcam turned on.
Like this?
Yeah, exactly. The janitor came and they thought I was a piece of garbage. They tried to get me to leave. I said no.
They tried to throw me away like a mama ragu.
Mama ragu.
I feel like Ron Swanson when he had his hernia.
Oh God. With that being said, let's give that hernia a rest. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Thanks
I'm
for
gonna
watching.
go play more Pokemon and be upset.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Like, follow, subscribe.
Like, follow, and subscribe.
Idiot.